Okay, just like with the hem stitch or the whip stitch, the slip stitch, which we're going to be doing next, is going to finish this folded edge here. So again, we have turned under the raw edge and then we've turned it under again. So we don't have a raw edge showing at all. What's great about the slip stitch, and it's one of my favorite stitches, so if you sew for me, you will inevitably use this stitch, is that it doesn't show on the front or on the back. It's an invisible stitch, which is really great. All right, this time, instead of starting here on the outside, we're actually going to start, you can see that this makes a little bit of a tunnel, right? We have kind of a tunnel that's right here, okay? And that's where we're going to be sewing. So we're going to start by coming up through into that crease, okay? Right along there of that tunnel edge, okay? Now, as you sew, you're going to be taking small stitches that run parallel to your seam line. So my first stitch is going to be very small, and again, you see my needle is parallel to my stitch line, okay? Pull that through, okay? You can barely see the thread. Then I'm going to come down directly below where that thread is, and I'm going to run a stitch about 1/2 inch long through this little tunnel that I've created, right along that crease, okay? I'm going to pull that nice and tight, and you can see that that's almost invisible. And if I were using the same color thread as my fabric, you wouldn't be able to see it at all right? Pull my thread up. Then again, I'm going to make another stitch, a small stitch that runs parallel to my seam. Pull that nice and snug. And then one that goes, that was a small stitch, and then a longer stitch, again about 1/2 inch, that runs through the little channel. Okay. And on the back, you can see a tiny bit of the stitch that I made. But again, if my thread color matched my fabric, it wouldn't show. Let me just show you a few more stitches. So we'll make a small stitch just above. Okay, small stitch just above. Then we're going to come down below and make a stitch that runs through the tunnel. And one more time. Small stitch. And a longer stitch. Just like that.